Good way to start off everything.
Yeah.
With death.
With death.
All right.
Despair.
Story of my life.
What did the ham taste like? It tastes of despair. Why does it taste like despair?
Okay.
It's like, I think that's from Fable. I don't
Is it?
remember. It's from
I've
like
never
it's some
played
like
it, so I
really
wouldn't know.
British fantasy thing. I just remember that. Like
Tiger Anime.
episode 001.
The first actual official episode now. Since.
Yeah.
So we apologize for, well, I guess I don't even know if I should apologize, because by the time this goes up, we'll actually probably be on iTunes now.
Hopefully.
Because I wanted to make sure that you guys, the audience, had a little bit of backlog, a little bit being one episode before this.
Being one episode.
But basically, fortunately, something came up. My pet got sick. I had to take it to the emergency vet, and it's been a fun time dealing with that. He's still sick, by the way.
Oh, I was gonna ask that.
He's still sick. He's still a little shit. So taking
Still a little shit.
yeah. So unfortunately, we couldn't record last week, but here we are again. Nobody would notice, so I'm apologizing, but not at the same time because none of y'all will notice at all.
Yeah. No one will notice and no one will care.
No one will care because I think it'll be fine from here on out.
Hopefully.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
but anyways, welcome to the show. My name is Arash.
And I am Jerry. Jay?
Jerry.
Jerry. Yeah, Jerry. No, it's Jay.
And
I was about to say the full name, which is like Jerry or something.
Jerry.
But I don't know how to say it.
yeah,
It's
and
not-
welcome to Tiger Anime. Here, sinking our teeth into everything that is anime and manga. Still gonna be experimenting with the format, so might as well start off with what we did this week and all that kind of fun stuff that all the other popular ones.
Yay. Why don't you start off?
Me start off, okay?
Me start.
Yeah. Alright, so my week included just a lot of working. I actually started doing trading card games again because my wife said I needed a hobby to get out of the house.
Your wife is great. I need you to spend money.
She does because she says I don't spend money on myself at all.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like she yells at me that I don't spend money on myself, which is true because I don't.
You actually really don't.
I really don't. A lot of the times when I buy something, it's basically for the both of us, whether it's a figure or a new anime or whatever. It's something that we'll both enjoy. I rarely buy anything for me, so I decided, well, if I need a hobby, I can't really do Gundam at all because my rabbits will eat all the tiny little pieces.
Yeah.
So I decided, well, trading card game is what I do. Woof, 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 wow, wow,
Woof,
wow,
woof,
wow,
woof,
wow,
woof.
wow.
She should shut up in a bit.
Okay. I can edit that out.
Yeah.
So I recently started doing trading card games again because my wife says I need a new hobby and get out of the house because I don't. Also that, and I don't spend money on myself like at all. So I decided, what better way to get out of the house and spend some money on myself than trading card games again. I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh because I haven't played that since I think XYZ came out and all the synchronization. I don't even know what.
I just remember playing the first edition of it, and then that's it.
Yeah, and now they're at like Pendulum Monsters or something.
Wait, what?
I don't get it either because I play the PC game of Yu-Gi-Oh because it's on PC and it has all bunch of cards and $80 worth of DLC.
Dear God.
Of that many cards, and they have all this crazy stuff. I didn't really care for Magic actually. I was kind of forced to play Magic the Gathering by a friend at a comic book shop, so I have cards, but I don't really want them.
You should just sell them.
I just need to find a way. Unless you know anybody that was like, I'll literally sell them for like $20, honestly.
You could just I think you can find card selling sites.
I've
and
been
stuff
thinking
like
about
that.
doing that, but the game I really enjoy is a game called Weiss Schwarz, which is basically... I don't know if I could call it Waifu Wars a trading card game.
It basically is.
Yeah, basically. So it's just a game from Bushido Road, and probably everyone knows them for games like Card Fight Vanguard, Buddy Fights, and they make a lot of... Milky Homes, I think, was another anime they made. I'm not sure if anybody knows that one. I didn't even know that anime.
I've heard the name.
Yeah, it's probably a name that's been common, but basically what they do is they take a bunch of different titles, such as Nisamonogatari, Bakemonogatari, Fate Zero. They have Attack on Titan, Persona,
Love Live.
Persona 4. Of course, they're gonna have Love Live and Idol Masters, the biggest idol animes ever. Haruhi Suzumiya. They had a Lucky Star set at one time, and they have all these different types of sets, and you can battle it out. And unfortunately, it did make it over the West. It's kind of slowly dying over here in the West.
my little hobby might as well pick up something that's dying slowly.
Exactly. So I'm gonna say, everyone go out and buy some English sets, cause please, I want to keep playing, cause I enjoy this. I enjoy my waifu cards. But that's pretty much it. Other than that, I've actually been watching. I've been watching, I don't know why, but I've been watching a lot of Card Fight Vanguard, the anime.
Why?
I don't know why, but I am actually, for what it is, it's one of those, definitely a show I can just click off and not think. You every now and then you need a show where you just need to sit down, not think about everything at all, not be critical, and it's just hard for us doing a review show.
It's actually impossible for me to do.
I have to I need something I can literally sit down, play a game, and it's there on my other screen. And I can turn and still know what's going on because it's a children's anime.
Yeah.
But I've been watching that alone. I actually just got through the first season. I'm watching the second one.
Nice.
So I don't know why. I've been enjoying that, watching a lot more anime too. Actually getting caught up with this season.
Nice, actually.
Yeah. Of course, the Maid Dragon one. There's a one about an angel. I don't remember that one.
Gabriel Dropout?
Gabriel Dropout, that's the one. I've been watching Fuka. That's another one.
Oh yeah, I read the manga for that.
Yeah, I'm reading I'm watching the 2-minute show Nyanko Days, because it's...
Okay.
It's about cat girls. I'll probably do a little review because it's a very short episode, so... And that's pretty much my week so far.
Yeah.
So how about you, Jay?
Yeah,
how was your week?
The 2 weeks that we had, yay!
2 weeks, yay, 2 weeks.
So over it, I actually ended up celebrating my 25th birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday,
yeah,
Jay!
you didn't fucking come. Your wife was sick, I think.
Yeah, I think she was sick. I don't even remember.
Yeah.
That or it was a work night.
It was a work night as well. Yeah, so I celebrated my 25th birthday, and a couple of my friends who couldn't come to my birthday party gathering thing, that basically was an excuse to get people together so I could see them again.
And get drunk.
I actually didn't get that drunk.
Oh, that drunk. I think your definitions are different than mine than that
Yeah,
drunk.
yeah, as in, I had a few beers and I couldn't drive, so...
That's normal drunk for me.
That's normal drunk?
I was in the military for 6 years.
Yeah.
That's normal drunk.
Yeah. It's normal baseline. Yeah, and then a couple of my friends who were unable to make it actually took me up to Uptown. I say they took me up. I'm the one who ended up driving.
Are you the only one with the license?
No, I was the smallest car.
Oh.
One of them had a license, he had this, but he had a big minivan.
Mm-hmm.
And since the bar we were going to is called Uptown, and it's in Uptown, it's more advantageous to drive a really small car, and so we took our the Honda Fit, which, if anyone knows what that car is, basically like a small little box of wheels.
I don't know why, but that just fits you.
Yeah, it actually it does. And I'm able to actually fit in the car, surprisingly, and I really enjoy that.
For those of you that don't know, which probably won't know until we ever actually start doing Twitch, Jay is very, very, very tall.
With shoes on, I'm about 6'5".
He's very tall, and I am very short at 5'4".
And then, and so yeah, and if you don't, Up Down there, they have a few bars across the country. It's basically a barcade. They have a bunch of
Didn't you post pictures on your Facebook?
I posted a picture because they have 80s action movies going on, and one of the movies they were showing was a Karate Kid. They also have WWF from the 90s and 80s there, on a bunch of TVs. They have American Gladiator showing on it. But yeah, you can play they have a Street Fighter. They have a Street Fighter 2 cabinet, Mortal Kombat 3 and 4 cabinet. They have Galaga, Paperboy, original Frogger cabinet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like I was really surprised at that. I'm like, whoa! They have Tron. They have what else do they have? They did like a few games I'd never heard of. They also have Dig Dug. They also have a bunch of pinball machines. Like one of the ones I played first time I went was they had a South Park pinball machine, and that was super fun.
That's something I haven't seen in a while.
That is really fun.
I remember. I think I've seen probably that one a couple, but just a pinball machine in general.
Yeah, they have like basically they have like how it's laid out when you walk in. There's 4 skee ball things, and then right next to it is like five like right like on the like parallel to it. There's 5 different pinball machines, and they have like 2 rows of like fighting cabinets. Then they have like 1 more row of like from like games from the 70s. Then they have like a couple of games of arcades from the 80s, and then they have like 5 more pinball machines, and then they have a bunch of multiplayer stuff.
That is great. I need to go there.
It is so cool. You can, and every single play is a single token, so it's only 25 cents per play.
So it's actually old-fashioned with 25 cents per play.
Yeah.
Just one.
Just one. Yeah, just one. You just put it in play.
Oh, I miss those days.
Yeah, they have a newer one where it's like $3 to play, but it's a brand new arcade machine, and like it's like you need, I think it's like 8 people in order to really play it. So
holy crap.
Yeah.
I need to just go to arcades more. A lot of arcades are a dying breed.
Yeah, which is why I would go to it. They also had one of the newer machines that we spent actually quite a bit of time on was they had 4-man Pac-Man.
I think I've seen that. I've seen that at Dave & Buster's.
It's super fun because like you just, instead of it being like you go around and you collect things, when you hit one of the bigger orbs, you yourself turn super big and you're able to eat the other players. And so like one of the things so they always drop 1 less than the number of people that are currently surviving on it, and you can reset it by eating food that drops. So it resets all the dots, and it might be, the big dot might be close to you, it might not be, but you can eat multiple at the beginning, and so only like 2 people can get big, or just you if you're super lucky and you're dick. Someone did that.
That sounds like something.
They will not be named, John.
Not me.
So then you go through and just basically eat them like a ghost, and they're out for that round. It's like 5 rounds total, like enough so that everyone can get 1 win, and then another round to determine a winner.
Oh, that's impressive.
It's super fun.
Yeah,
I highly recommend. Like if you live near one, like just go to it sometime. You have to do $10 minimum on a card, so like get like a $6 beer and then get $5 in coins.
That's easy to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Support your local arcades, everybody.
Yay!
Seriously, yay! Local arcades, yay!
Yay!
For that business.
Up, down.
Up, down, yay!
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. Sponsor us, please. I want free beer. So with that, we're gonna head.
I actually have a couple more.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
My bad then. Wow.
Yeah,
I'm the dick.
Yeah, you asshole. So basically, besides that, I worked a lot, played a lot of Final Fantasy 14, getting more into the Golden Saucer stuff that they have there now.
Get that mount.
Yeah. Yeah, those mounts. There are like 1 million of those.
I'm getting close to that.
Well, are you really?
Yeah, I have 762,000.
Dang, I have 52,000 because I bought some boots and pants. So yeah, but one of the things I ended up doing was after I went to the bar, a friend of mine recommended me, because we got talking about different anime and manga, and he recommended me this light novel series called Evil God Average, or the Average Evil God, if you depend upon how you translate it. If it's literal, it's Evil God Average. If you actually translate it, it's the Average Evil God. It's basically this young girl, like who's like 17 years old, gets abducted from Japan, and this evil just beings. It's like, I like your eyes. They're like full of despair and like darkness and stuff like that. She's like, well, yeah, like I don't know. Whenever I look someone in the eyes, like they usually just run away, frightened. Like even like Yakuza get scared of me for some reason. And so he's like, it's like, I'll give you 1 wish, and he goes like, before I put you in a new world. He goes like, I just want to be average. It's like, average? Yeah, normal. Normal? He's like, yeah, just make me like average, okay? He's like, okay. So when she wakes up in the middle of a forest, she then she then like was like she's then like through like a series of things just like very video gamey. She's like she sees her stats and her average is an average evil god.
That actually sounds really good.
And so like she has like one of the things like she has like these like evil mystic eyes, like whenever she looks at them people run away, and one of the things she has she holds something, and all of her skills are passive. None of them are active, but one of them can be active, but it's also passive too, and it's that if she holds something for an hour, she enchants it. She holds a dagger, and it turns into this monolithic, like, evil thing in her hand, and she can't get rid of it because it keeps on flying back into her hand.
That's so great.
She also, like, at one point, she's laying on bed, and, like, she was like, it was this plain white bed, she goes to sleep, she wakes up, it's like a black canopy bed now.
That's great.
She accidentally, one of the things she does, she accidentally destroys a holy barrier by touching it, by accident. And then she accidentally takes over a dungeon.
How do you...
She walks... She literally... Like, it's minor spoilers, because it's, like, kind of like where the most of the story takes place, but she walks into a dungeon that's meant for beginners. And it's in there for an hour, and because she's so evil, that like, evil, like, with quotations, she ends up being in the dungeon for an hour, and then she hears like this like mechanical voice saying, "Dungeon now possessed. Now what? Dungeon is now owned by like Aria, I think her name is." She's like, "What?" And then all of a sudden the dungeon goes from like just simple like cave like thing to like beautiful like evil hallways with like purple glowing lights. She's like, You
have to send me a link to this because I really want to read this.
It's really funny. Unfortunately, it's not available here in the States. There is a fan translation of it. There's only two of the novels are translated, and there's a third one that just came out not too long ago, but that one hasn't been translated yet. And there are two spin-off ones. Not spin-off, there's their side stories, basically the same story but from different perspectives. And so you're like, from the different perspectives of other people, it's like a horror thing that's happening. When in reality, it's just mistakes that she's making.
Oh, that's great. Well, I guess that's a good... What's that word for...
Transition.
There
we go.
Into our news, if you're done.
Yeah, I am done.
Okay, a good transition to our news, because speaking of light novels, Seven Seas actually teams up with J Novel Club to print more light novels. For those of you that don't know, Seven Seas obviously is a publisher. They publish a lot of manga and whatnot.
Yeah,
and I just discovered J Novel Club actually yesterday.
Yeah, and if for those of you who are wondering what they publish, they Monster Musume is one of the ones they did. They also do Dance in the Vampire Bund, Aoi House. I
don't think a lot of people know Aoi House.
No, but it's one that you know.
I know because I picked up on a whim.
Yeah, they're the only independent publisher left. Mm-hmm. I think there might be one or two more ones. Out of the big ones, yeah.
Because right now, Yen Press is the big top dog right now.
Yen Press is a big top dog, and they're owned by Kadokawa.
Yeah. I don't think Kadokawa publishes really anything under that name anymore.
No, Kodansha does. They publish it under Kodansha Comics, but Kadokawa publishes their light novels and their manga through Yen Press, since they own 51% of the company.
Jeez. Well, with this merger, they're bringing up the goal of making more light novels in print, which they're starting with Grimgar, A Fantasy in Ash, and Occult 9. I've heard of Occult 9.
Yeah, it's a kind of a crappy... It's like... The anime for it is a train wreck from what I've heard. Like, a friend of mine recommended to me, like, the story is kind of shit, but you'll like the production in it. I'm like, okay, I'll check it for that. Yeah.
So, Grimgar Fantasy is coming out on June 6th, and Occult 9 is coming out on July 4th. And I'm actually excited by this. I've checked out J Novel Club. They have, 10 novels right now?
Yeah, about...
$4.95 a month you can read.
Yeah.
$4.95 a month. They also have one that's 30 cents cheaper a month if you pay for the entire year.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So most
subscription-based things.
By the looks of it, they only have 10 Japanese novels that are on there that are translated. And with this merger, I think we can probably expect some more light novels to come over to the States.
I would like to see more. I've been slowly becoming a fan of them. Not because they're just easy bite-sized things to read. Mm-hmm. I can read them pretty quickly.
Yeah, they're called light novels for a reason.
Well, you obviously haven't seen the light novels that are Horizon Dawn of Nowhere or something like that, where it's like it looks like 1,000 pages and it's a light novel.
That's not a light novel.
Though.
That's a book.
It is though.
No.
It's considered a light novel.
So that gets me excited because light novels have never really been popular until recently.
Like,
I don't know why.
Just super recently.
Out of nowhere. Because I remember when Yen Press first started publishing Spice and Wolf.
Oh yeah.
But the biggest thing was the weird controversy that they did back. I don't even remember when the first light novel came out in the States, but they actually did a different cover to appeal to a massive audience. And Spice and Wolf fans, you do not want to piss those guys off.
No.
And I've showed you. Yeah,
those things were awful.
Those things were awful. They did like 4 novels with that thing until they finally decided, well, fine, well, we give up. We'll do all of them with the original Japanese covers, and everything's been fine since then.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't be surprised if they sold better because of that.
They did. I definitely bought them because of that.
Yeah.
So that's my thing. We also got. Have you heard of the movie called Your Name?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to avoid.
It's hard to avoid it. I know the name, but I know nothing about it at all.
Like it's so minor background. It's by the same director of like 5 centimeters per second, and what's the other ones he's done? Oh fuck! The Garden of Words, I think is one of them, and like he very like beautiful movies that have no plot.
Yeah. So basically, if you've unless you've been living under the rock and have not heard of Your Name is doing especially well. It's become the highest-grossing Japanese film, not just in Japan.
No, it's not. It's not in Japan.
Not just in Japan.
No. Not in Japan. Period.
Not in Japan. Period.
Because there are 3 other movies ahead of it. There is Frozen, Titanic, and Spirited Away. But it will be a miracle if it can beat Spirited Away, because Spirited Away made over $300 million in Japan.
But but not in Japan. But it's the best-selling grossing film worldwide.
Yeah, worldwide with total revenue, it surpasses Spirited Away.
Japan, it's made $200 million, 23 billion yen. It's also become the 82 million in Japan. It's what's done, and 17 million in South Korea. So it is doing really well, and 1 million in Thailand, France, and Australia.
Dear God.
Yeah. So the previous record holder, apparently worldwide, was actually Spirited Away, which made 274 million worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
And it's made 81 million worldwide. So it's beaten Spirited Away worldwide.
Yeah, for the world box office is beating it, but the domestic it's not.
Yeah.
Because Spirited Away is the most popular movie ever in Japan.
Yeah, can you blame it? It's a really dang good movie.
Yeah, it's there's a reason why it won an Oscar.
That's right, it did win an Oscar.
Yeah, it won the Oscar for best animated picture.
Yeah, it's like the only.
It is that. So it is Spirited Away is the only one who's won an Oscar, and Afro Samurai Resurrection, the film, is the only one that's won like a Golden Globe, not a Golden Globe, like an Emmy. No.
Tony?
No, not Tony. No, Tony's plays. It's like it's like a TV award.
Okay, that just goes to show how much we are involved with everything else in the world.
Yeah,
those things that the people do with the awards.
Yes,
those famous
the red
people,
carpet,
the people with the that are on the picture shows.
Yes.
But unfortunately, with popularity comes criticism a lot. This show has been hit hard by like a lot of top dogs in the anime industry, to the point where the creator of the movie doesn't want Miyazaki to see it at all. He doesn't. He wants people to stop talking about his movie.
Yeah. Because
he is so kind of ashamed, because he's been getting a lot of backlash from the top people in the anime industry. Who was it? I can't remember. Yoshi Yatabe has called the movie childish. His exact quote: "While Your Name is an example of a film that has succeeded by incorporating Japanese landscape and cultures, as Kurita has pointed out, I personally feel like we've had enough of high school girl time travel films. Even when I watch films made by young people themselves, there are so many with blue skies, columns of clouds, and sailor school uniforms that I tend to wince a bit. But I don't mean to say people shouldn't make films like that. And Your Name is an example of a wonderful success. But then compared with films of foreign creators, the childish subject matter does not stand out. I think it would be good if there was a film made from a slightly more mature point of view. A lot of people are bashing this movie. A lot of higher ups are...
Like, I think they're just kind of, sick of, like, the current trend of making tons of, like, high school stuff. So especially in Japan, even, like, outside of anime, it's like, the dramas are all, like, almost all in high school.
Yeah.
It's like,
Although I think at the same time, because a lot of the ones that are bashing are tons of big names that you would probably know. I can't remember them by name, but a lot of people have been bashing this movie super hard, calling it childish. There's no reason it should be this popular, etc., etc.
Well, like I haven't personally seen the film, but from what I've heard of people who have seen it, Makoto Shinkai, the director of it, he actually implemented a moving plot in it, as well as comedy.
Yeah.
and then the best description I've had of it, of like why it's popular, I'm like, okay, why is this thing so huge? And it's like, oh, like this one, I think it was Zach Berchi of ANN said that if you've experienced a loss at all, like loss of a family, or experienced like a disaster, or someone like losing someone in a disaster, you will be touched by this movie because it handles its subject matter so well. And he even went as far as to say that like this movie was made at like someone in the prime of their creativity, and that it can change someone's life. And like that was like, whoa, like that's something I need to see.
I've been just the talk of it and hearing just everybody talking from both sides, either giving it high praise or bashing it, makes me really want to see it. I actually watched the trailer for the first time last night.
Yeah.
That just shows how behind I am on just this movie in general.
Yeah, the movie is set to release in the United States
by Funimation.
I think they're gonna be doing limited run release of it because that's all the money they have for it.
Well, that seems to be the thing too that a lot of companies. I'm glad we're getting more.
Yeah, I'm glad we're getting more. Because you have to be very conscious about how to find and watch them, and so. But it's gonna be airing April 7th across the country. I don't know about Canada yet. And I don't know if they're going to be showing it there at all, but I do know that Funimation released an announcement on their news blog about the 7th of April.
Do you know if it's going to be playing here in our state?
I better fucking be, because I'm going to drag you to it.
I definitely would want to see that, because I'm pissed because the Sword Art Online movie is not being played here.
It is.
No, I've checked their dates. They don't have a date for Minnesota.
Oh, that's stupid.
I'm really mad about that, and I really love and hate Sword Art Online.
Really? Because it's their Fathom events.
I've checked. It's not on there. I've checked their official website many times. It's not on there.
I'll have to find it.
I'll have to double check, because when I first checked it, Minnesota wasn't listed on there, so I'll have to double check again. But our last piece of news is something, yay for more subscriptions, yay for my bank account, yay! Amazon launches an Anime Strike channel.
Yay!
Yay, more anime channels.
You have to have Amazon Prime, and then you have to pay $5 more a month to get Amazon Strike. Yay!
So basically it's going to be a channel like, you know, how Amazon Prime on their video section, they have different types of things for like HBO, CISO, it's other channels that you can pay an extra $5 a month for, to get all the latest stuff that those guys have and whatnot. So they have one now with this just anime, and by looking at some of the stuff on there, they've got shows like Akame ga Kill, Batum, High School is Dead.
Exclusively on that? Because all of that can be found on Crunchyroll.
On Crunchyroll or Funimation.
Or
various
exclusively Scum's Wish, Vivid Strike, and Commentary of the Iron Fortress are like the only three off the top of my head that I can actually because those ones are the also there's Battery, like any Inoue Tamina show, like, so think of like Psycho-Pass or Perfect Insiders, another one that came out from that block. It's basically like a specific time block where like they put where the stuff that airs there actually gets pretty decent ratings, and so like that's why Psycho-Pass aired there, and it's geared towards more adult audiences.
Yeah, so if it's one of those things that you're gonna have a lot of titles that you can watch other places, but it's nice that there's more stuff like that coming out.
I wish it was just included in the Amazon Prime thing and not a special thing.
Yeah,
because it's like, well, I don't want to be paying an extra $15 a month for something for only like one thing that I just want the anime
I just
stuff.
want to watch just that
I just
thing.
want that anime stuff. I don't care about anything else.
Anything else because I watched that or own it already.
Yeah. Also, like anything Amazon Prime has, I'm generally not interested in.
That's true. There's a show, if you ever get CISO, just do a 14-day trial, watch Harmon's Quest. That's a fun one.
Okay.
It's not anime. It's not, oh my god, we're not doing stupid. I'm not talking about something anime.
Oh no!
Oh no, set everything on fire. We're done.
Bye!
That's just a fun thing from the creator of Rick and Morty. He plays D&D with his other TV celebrities. And they animated the stories that they tell too.
That's funny.
So that's just a fun thing to watch. So that's it. I got for news. As Jay dies. You got anything?
You get some water.
Beautiful. Anything you got for news at all?
The only thing I have is I have to unlock my phone. So the only thing I have is that Gen Urobuchi.
If you don't know
who he is,
he is
probably he's not the most prolific writer. That's Mario Okada because he writes fucking everything now apparently. But he is the everything that he does, he creates himself.
Yeah.
So he started off as a quick rundown of who he is. He started off writing visual novels, and for visual novels like Phantom. Requiem of the Phantom is based off a visual novel he wrote. He then got into writing more visual novels. He started on Nitro Plus. He then wrote he did a collaboration work with Type Moon with Nasu, the writer for the almost all of Type Moon's visual novels. At least the big ones like Fate.
Basically, that's a big
just
thing.
Fate.
Fate. Just anything Fate.
Fate. The Garden of Sinners. He wrote that as well.
Go watch that.
He also wrote Tsukihime, because I have the but he then wrote I think it's just 3 light novels for Fate Zero. And then it got adapted into a TV series, and then that same year he wrote Madoka Magica, which really propped him up to fame. And then he wrote Gargantua, of the Voracious Planet, Psycho-Pass the movie, Expelled from Paradise, and then the most recent thing he did was Thunderbolt Fantasy, the puppet show.
I might review that one.
Which that thing is kind of freaking cool.
I'm
kind of cool.
I'm gonna review that one just because that one.
It's really quick and really fast.
Really fast paced and just
but it's kind of fun because like as you watch his work like through the years, like you can see that he's getting happier and happier. whereas with like Fate Zero, like he was like probably at like a really dark point because like he probably like had something against women at the time because like he like kind of bat around like Saber in that show and that Fate Zero a lot, like a lot, like and then he also wrote Madoka Magica, which was still dark.
So if you don't know who he
Yeah.
is, the biggest way to know his style is Madoka. Would you say?
His writing is that he tends to write more what's the word for philosophies instead of characters, and so characters usually embody different philosophies, and he writes from the perspective of nihilism. Yep. So if like in other words, nihilism is like no matter what you do, it never matters. Yep. Perfect example of that is the entire thing of Fate Zero, and
probably what he's working on right now.
And so what he's working on right now, while we're talking about him, is like he wrote a Godzilla film.
He wrote a Godzilla film. That's so great.
Like he wrote on his when he first announced it, he did it on his Twitter. And he's like, I've been working on this for 18 months. I'm so excited to talk about it. I'm like, what did you do this time? You just had a show come on. I wrote a Godzilla film. I'm like, what? We just got one. We just got one from Hideki Anno, which was amazing. And he's like, it's also going to be animated by Polygon Pictures. It's animated.
Yep, that's right, folks. It's an anime Godzilla film by Gen Urobuchi.
So just recently they released the cast, like who like the voice actors will be, and then and then a concept art visual which has people in like future suits with future weapons.
Yeah, we'll post a link in the description so you can take a look
Yeah.
at some of that stuff.
And then also like they have like mechs, and then one giant mech with a big ass weapon, and it's like I don't know what the heck is going to be going on with this, because like I'm just super excited.
It's just super excited because I think it's mostly again Irobuchi, and he tends to write some really good stuff. Because you're my first introduction, because you showed me Garden of Sinners before I finally got to watch Madoka.
Yeah.
And those movies are just fantastic.
Yeah, I would say it's
fantastic
Garden of Sinners
movies.
is really cold.
It is really, I really enjoyed those movies.
Yeah.
The visual, everything, just about it, just.
Yeah, and then
Ooh.
Fate Zero. I don't think you finished what.
I haven't gotten. Now that I have more time, I'm finally gonna sit down and watch Fate Zero on Netflix, since those are
Yeah,
the
do
unedited,
Yeah.
unedited versions.
Yeah.
The uncensored.
The
Uncensored,
they
unedited.
have the Blu-ray version.
The Blu-ray
there we go.
version, so it's not
Yeah,
as censored.
there's a few things that they couldn't put on TV
Because TV
like children being tortured and killed
and eaten.
not eaten. Oh, that one they don't ever show that kid being eaten.
Yeah.
Ever. Even on the Blu-rays, like there's a point where like one of the characters like on the TV version he thrusts his hand off screen and you hear like this crunchy noise and his hand comes back bloody. On the Blu-ray, you see that children have like screws in their hands against pillars and stuff like that. And he just crushes his kid's head. It's like, oh,
very dark show. Let's just say.
yeah, it's the embodiment of nihilism. Like,
Yep.
almost perfectly.
So I think that's already all we got for news.
Yeah, that's
so
all I
far.
have.
That's all I have too. It's been a really busy news 2 weeks.
Also, just work-wise, it's been super busy.
Yeah, that too. But I guess from here on, we're gonna move into our review.
Review, yes.
Because our first review, we're doing a joint review because we both have a lot to talk about this show since it just ended last season. For the premiere of Tiger Anime, we are doing Yuri on Ice. Hey,
We did not plan to say that together, but it worked out anyway.
it worked out anyways. That was not planned. I was just looking at him like, what the hell are you doing along with me?
I don't know.
Yeah. So basically the way these reviews are going to go is we'll give a synopsis of the first episode, just to kind of build that interest of people, and then give our 2 cents afterwards.
Yeah.
That's just how it's going to go, and then give our review, which beforehand we did an out of 5 rating,
Yeah.
which I think we'll probably keep it like that.
Probably. I
Probably.
mean, like for some things, like just go fucking watch it. I don't need to score it.
Yeah. So it'll be an in-between stuff of either like, should you watch it or should you not, or a number rating of some kind, so there'll be no consistencies at all.
Yeah.
It all just depends on the show.
Like I may like do one of like spaghetti out of pie. So.
That totally makes sense. Alright, so Yuri on Ice. So our story starts off with our main character, figure skater Katsuki Yuri, at the end of the Grand Prix, which is a big figure skating competition, at the finals, and he unfortunately ends the season in last place due to conflicts going on with his life, back home, yada yada yada. And as he sits in the bathroom, crying his eyes out, obviously, because he lost, we are met with another kind of main character, would you say? Or
Other main character.
other main character, Yuri Plisetsky, who is a young Russian figure skater. And he tells him, dude, you need to just give it up. You suck. People like you should just go die. There can't be...
suck!
Yeah, basically. There can't be 2 Yuris on ice. That's a stupid joke, by the way. That he should just give it up and retire.
Yeah.
And Yuri kind of takes that to heart and is not sure what to do with himself. Fast forward an entire year, it literally just does a year jump, which I didn't even really notice because I rewatched the episode last night, writing the synopsis. But we fast forward an entire year where he returns to a small hometown where his family owns a hot spring resort or hotel.
It's a hot spring hotel.
Yeah. After the figure skating season has ended, because he didn't make the finals, so he couldn't go to the World Series or something like that.
What happened is that he kept on failing for like all
Yeah.
different competitions, and then he had ended his season really early.
Yeah. And also ties completely with his coach in Detroit, because he was in Detroit for training, I think, if I remember right.
Yeah.
So after meeting up with his family, he heads over to his local skating rink where we meet his childhood friend, because you always have to have that. named Yuko, who works/owns it.
I think she just works there.
I think she just works there. And there he showcases a routine that he's been just doing for personal reasons, not for his career or anything, which he does an exact routine of his idol, Viktor Nikiforov. Nikiforov. As you can tell, Nikiforov.
There you
go. Who is the top figure skater in the entire world right now. He's super good looking, and he's just amazing.
Yes.
So, he showcases an exact routine of it. It's amazing, but unfortunately someone recorded it and uploads it online, and it becomes viral literally overnight. The entire figure skating community, basically. It draws the attention of many people, including a certain skater named Victor.
Yay!
Yay, Victor!
And he declares basically that he's in the...
Yep, he comes home after whatever and finds out that Victor is there, and Victor proclaims that, hey, I'm gonna be your coach, and I'm gonna take you to the Grand Prix, and I'm gonna make sure you gonna win. Just like that. And so far, that's the start of our show, which showcases him getting trained for it, and all the other stuff, competitions.
Yeah, there's like... The entire 12 episode series basically goes through like almost the entire not the every single competition that a skater would do in their series, but like it does a national competition and it does all of the world competitions up to the Grand Prix.
Yeah, they explain it really well, I think, for people who
really quickly but really well.
Really quickly but really well for people who know nothing about how the figure skating works like I do.
Yeah.
So, I guess I'll start off with my 2 cents, saying what I enjoyed about the show. First off, that opening. I just want to say that opening.
I think you weren't going to watch it.
I was not going to watch it because when I heard Yuri on Ice, my first thought was lesbian on ice. Because
not the name.
Not the name Yuri. So I was like, it doesn't really strike my interest. Figure skating. I like figure skating. I like watching it. I have a lot of respect for figure skaters. But it just didn't sound like my thing because I don't really go for the pretty boy sports animes at all. I hated Free. I hated it.
I loved Free.
I hated it. And not a big fan of all the other ones, the basketball one or anything. They just, no interest at all. But you sent me a link to their opening. And that opening is gorgeous. The song is amazing. The animation is gorgeous on that. And everything about it is just, oh my god. That's what got me to watch the show. So that...
My mom's home. Just continue.
Yeah. So that was... I loved it. It's a fun story. I really enjoyed it. For those of you who... So the reason why I don't watch a lot of sports animes is one of the pros of this show, which is that it's super gay. It is very homoerotic.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Second episode, you get a good view of Victor's butt.
No, that's the first episode.
No, actually, it's the second one.
It is the first one.
I just watched the first episode last
He stands up and you
That's
see
right,
his ass.
he stands up and you see his ass. That's right. You get a good shot of his ass.
Yeah, because I also rewatched the first 3 episodes.
So the first thing, because I watched this show with my wife, first thing my wife said once she saw it was like, "Dad ass." It's the first thing she said, and she was hooked.
The ass is strong.
The ass is very strong. It is a well-drawn ass. And not only that, but the figure skating is very pretty. The animations for a lot of that is very enjoyable. At least for the first few parts, which gets into my pros. Or not my pros. I just said my pros.
Yes.
My cons, which the second half of the show was kind of stale for me, honestly. The whole training part, I really enjoyed a lot. Everything after that, once he got to the competition, not so much. I didn't really care about that. It's too many side characters. I didn't really know. Routines. I mean, I get that figure skaters have to do the same routine, but I don't know. it get kind of conflicting with me. So, how about you? What's your 2 cents on the show?
I would say that when I first was going into it, what caught my eye was the director of it was Sayo Yamamoto. She's the director of Michiko and Hatchin and Lupin the Third, a woman called Fujiko Mine. Simple background for her: she was brought into anime as directing by Satoshi Kon with Perfect Blue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Perfect Blue, the Idol movie anime which has murder in it.
Nice. I need to watch that one.
It's fucked up. But she got brought into with that. She worked also on Cowboy Bebop. She also worked on Samurai Champloo. She also worked on as an episode director and storyboard artist for several different Mangalobe shows, including Ergo Proxy. She also did a few story. She also episode directed in Panty and Stocking as well.
Did she?
Yeah, she is an insane director. Like, she is very ambitious with what she does, and everything she makes is, like, super... It's, like, very... Like, the sexuality in it is palpable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Michiko and Hatchin is, probably the least sexual thing she's ever made. And Yuri on Ice is, like, it's the most overtly sexual.
Well, I've heard that they had to cut down some things, otherwise it couldn't air on TV. At least that's what I've heard.
I don't think so. I think they had to remove things in order for time.
Probably.
Because holy crap, did they need another year to make this thing? Like, another year to write it, at least. Because, like, even though she started writing it 2 years before it got greenlit.
Jeez.
Yeah, she really wanted to make Yuri on Ice. Like, when she's a huge fan of figure skating. And they ran into production problems, like, after the third episode.
Jeez.
Like they got so bad with the production that, like, Crunchyroll was getting a different version that was airing on Japanese TV.
Are you serious?
Yes, because the Crunchyroll gets it earlier than the Japanese TV broadcast does.
So I watched an entirely different version, technically.
Yes, and also the Blu-rays will be completely different as well.
Huh.
So yeah.
That probably explains a lot of my frustration.
So, like, a lot of the frustration is, like, because, like, it's too ambitious. They did not have the time for it.
Mm-hmm.
They had the budget, but not the time for it. Then they needed more time to do everything. But that's enough, like, about production behind it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so there's a lot of, like, things that led up to it, like, beforehand. Like, I think, like, before the first episode aired, like, there was already rumors that they were behind on production.
Yeah.
Like. And then I watched every episode. Like, I see why they're behind on every single production, because every single thing has tons of skating animation in it, every episode. But anyways, back to the actual show itself. I enjoyed. How can I sum it up? Like, I enjoyed the direction of the show, like how, like, the shot composition works out, especially the first episode with the skating and, like, all done with match cuts, like, which was, like, super cool to look at. For
those that don't know, what are match cuts?
So a match cut is when you so there's two different types of match cuts. There's three. There's exact graphic matches. So let's say you go from like a plate to like a plate, and you cut to the moon in the exact place where the plate is. That's a match cut. There's also transition cuts, which is what the entire sequence of Yuri on Ice is. So it's like so instead of, like, so someone, like, walks through a door and someone out and the cut is someone else walking through a door. Like, it's like, so you get the first part of the action, the second part is someone else. And so that's what the entire thing of Yuri's ice skating thing is with Victor. They're match cutting him in transition cuts, and so that it looks like they're both, because they're doing it at the exact same time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that she probably picked up with Satoshi Kon, because that was what his style revolved around, was match cuts.
Mm-hmm. And I think my favorite part of that was there was a character there that was watching Victor perform his routine at the same time Yuri was performing it in private.
Yeah.
And she said that, you know, this routine is really good, but it would be a lot better if that the actual person was a more vulnerable, inexperienced person in case of romance.
Oh yeah,
wise.
so that was the horny ballet teacher.
The horny ballet teacher's got hots for basically anybody in figure skating.
Yeah, I loved her as a character, because, like, she, like, just, like, basically, like, why couldn't you get to the world championships? Because I could get the hotel numbers of all the skaters.
That's great. She's
like,
just a fun ride.
She's great. I did, like, a bunch of, like, I loved a ton of the different characters in it. Even like with the later ones I added on, like, even though, like, JJ, even though he was insanely half written. Like, he needed more work, but I still loved him because he just reminded me of Johnny Bravo.
That's crazy. He does.
He is the anime version of Johnny Bravo, and I also and I think my favorite part of the show is like not like the big kiss scene, and for people who've seen it, or like the other like major like big things that happened. No, it was one very 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 tiny thing that happened, and it was so quick. I didn't even realize it was my favorite thing until I thought about it. But like a week later, like about 2 weeks later, and it was minor spoilers for the last episode, where like JJ ends up being like at his lowest point in the entire show.
Yeah, we won't say how it ends, but basically he's at his lowest point.
He's at his lowest point, and it's like, and like I had like and he's engaged with someone like that. Like, oh, she's probably just with him because he's super flamboyant and super good at everything like that.
Yeah.
But like, it's like she's the one who's like cheering him on still. Like even after he's like at his lowest point, I'm like, she really really loves him.
Yeah.
And that just made like that's like what the show for me was.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that. I love the just the talent behind everything. I tend to really like ambitious things that kind of fail a little bit. Like it's Yuri on Ice isn't perfect, it's heavily flawed, but it's like there's so much good it just overshadows it completely.
I mean, it's so well done that people in the actual figure skating community love it. There are tons of actual figure skaters that during when it was showing tweeted out that they were watching it and that they loved the show.
Yeah, like there's like one woman who's like, "Hey, I found my anime character," and it was one of the female Russian skaters who looked exactly like her.
That's so good.
And then there's also there was I think it was an American skater recently. He said I'm in a JJ style.
Oh, that's so cool.
I'm in a JJ style, and you see him on primetime television going like this.
That's great.
It's like, oh my gosh.
Even like I think if I remember right, one of the top figure skaters in Japan actually did just a small routine just for fun during one of her practices. She recorded and uploaded of her doing the opening theme song too.
Yeah, that
was impressive. I love that. Not only is it popular,
and
just
also one
in
thing
general.
I should say is that I don't remember his name, but all of the skating choreography can actually be done by actual human beings. It's just that the difficulty that they're doing these routines at is too high because the highest someone could get to those routines is 4 points lower than what they can. So
that's another good thing is that everything in the show is actually possible, but very, very, very difficult.
Like one of the all the choreography was done by I can't remember his name, but he choreographs for the Olympics. Mm-hmm. I think he does the Japanese skaters, I would imagine, because he's Japanese.
Yeah.
But he choreographs for them, and so since Yamamoto was. She's such a huge fan of figure skating that she was able to get him on, and I can't remember the other writer for it, but I know that Sayo Yamamoto directed and wrote this show, which must have been a hell of a lot of work for her.
Yeah, this show was just, I think it was just a little too much for.
It was too much for a TV production.
For a TV production, because if it's true, I really want to see the Blu-rays now and compare the two because I want to see if it'll change at least my mind for the later half of the show.
So like the first couple episodes won't see much changes. It's the later episodes because there's points in especially in the fourth episode where the character models really start to become mushy.
Yeah, well I heard they use a little 3D for some of the later episodes too for some of the skating.
So how they animated the skating was that they got a 3D model as to reference it. Mm-hmm. So the 3D model would do the most bare bone of the movement. It would just do where how the arms have to move and the twirl for it. And so the animator would go way off of that reference in order to do what they do. You can find they're posted online. There's also a Facebook page called Paragon Sakuga. We'll
post the description and the link. Or the link in the description.
Yeah, there we go. And so that they actually post a bunch of the what the fuck is she barking? They posted the like how they did it. So they had the reference and they overlaid the actual keyframes on it, and so you can see like, oh, like they used it because they have to know how the movement works, because like in animation you have to have a reference for everything, because you just can't do everything from your head. Like I know that like one animator, Masahiro Ando, for Ghost in the Shell, there's this mech that moves like a spider. So the rumor is that he trapped a spider in a jar and just watched it for like 2 weeks, and then to see how it moves, like how the legs move and stuff like that. And so then he transferred that into a mech robot, and that's why it moves the way it does. So like the reason why the characters move the way they do is that they're using a reference model, but they're still drawing everything by hand. Every single frame of that skating was done by hand.
And it is very, very pretty.
Yeah.
Which makes me a little upset too, that one of my biggest concerns about the show is that there was not a lot of time for a lot of the other side characters.
There was points I'm like, this would have been better as a 26 episode series.
Or I feel like it's gonna get another seison.
It should, because it did over 60,000 home video sales in its first volume.
Really?
Yeah.
So we can almost...
So let's just say this. 15,000 almost guarantees you a second season and a movie.
Yeah. In Japan. Yep.
60,000 guarantees you more than that.
So I'm hoping if there is a second season, we get to learn more about the side characters. Because they try to incorporate that a lot. Their past, kind of what drives them, all of that.
Yeah, it was very, very quick, though.
It was very boom, here's this character, boom, they like that stuff. Here's this character, boom, they like that stuff. We're interacting with the main character, boom, that's done.
Yeah, there's this one character, Gregory, where his entire thing is about trying to get back his ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, that guy's great.
That guy's really funny.
Yeah, that guy's great. My favorite character actually is the young blonde with that little red streak. She's like 12 or something, 12-year-old for the junior. He looks up to Yuri.
Oh, that guy.
See, that just goes to show you don't remember him because a lot of the characters.
There's so many.
So many side characters. A lot of them are very, very interesting. Have good drive and whatnot. Yeah, we didn't get to know them a lot. Yeah, I liked that kid. That kid was spunky. He was
spunky. Like he had his short program was for a what's it called? I guess to like a really poppy jazz thing.
Yeah, and that one was really just fun to watch too.
Yeah.
My wife, I think that one was my wife's favorite routine that she watched on the show.
Yeah. I don't know. I literally like Yuri's free program routine a lot.
The one to literally the song Yuri on Ice.
Yeah. I really I bought the soundtrack, and I've been listening to like mainly Yuri's 2 songs. And then JJ's, because like his short program song is so hilarious. It's basically how awesome he is and like how he'll rule the world.
Yeah.
It's like, follow me, right? King JJ, follow me. I will tear the walls down. Look at me. It's like one of the lines.
I love I hate JJ, but I love him.
I love JJ. I hate him, but I love him. He is so confident in what he does. It's like, I wish I had that overabundance of confidence, but I don't.
Maybe you just need to go with it's J style.
Yeah,
and do your
JJ
own thing.
Style.
Yeah, literally. Well, your name's Jay, so you can say it's JJ style.
But yeah, so like that was, I don't know. Like I have a lot of love for that show, and I got a lot of criticism for it. But like, I am excited to get to see more of it. I'm excited to see if I can find a bunch of not maybe like figures and stuff like that, but also like other like
I'm excited
production
for
materials and stuff like that.
The figures are definitely going to be they better be of them skating.
Yeah,
I'm just saying they better be of them skating.
Yeah, because they're in so many cool different outfits.
Yeah, there's so many different outfits, different poses you could do. The options are unlimited. And if they make Figmas, I'm going to put them in very homoerotic positions.
Of course you are.
I'll do it without my wife knowing too, because my wife is really good with Figmas and making them pose into really nice poses, and then she'll leave, and then she'll come back, and then I'll see how long it'll take her to notice that I rearranged them.
It's going to be really quick.
It's going to be really quick.
It's going to be the moment she walks into the room.
It's like, what did you do to my figures? I worked so hard on Yuri. I don't know what you're talking about. But, it's a great show, and of course, the thing with criticism is that, we can love a show, But we have to be critical with it too.
But here's also the thing: like,
yes.
you can talk about something and it can sound like you absolutely just hate it.
Yeah.
Like the way I talked about Final Fantasy 14 with my assistant manager one time. She's like, it sounds like you hate this game. I'm like, no, I love it. I love this game so much.
Well, I think one of the biggest reasons I'm bringing this up is because Crunchyroll really recently held anime awards for the previous year.
Yeah.
And one of the awards that I didn't agree with was that the best animation.
No, the best animation was definitely for, at least in what they had, it was either for Flip Flappers or Mob Psycho 100.
I would have given it to Mob Psycho.
I would have given it to Mob Psycho too, because holy crap, the stuff that they were actually doing in Mob Psycho was actually kind of game changing a bit.
Yeah.
Especially with the animator Yutaka Nakamura. Yeah. Like, holy shit, his cuts were like...
Yeah.
Like, if you just isolate his stuff from, like, the rest of the show, like, it is bonkers what Studio Bones was doing with that.
Yeah, and I think the only reason they won is just because a lot of anime fans are, once something's really popular, they just won't criticize it at all.
No, not that. It's just that it's a popularity contest. Yeah. It's like, how many people watch the show? Like, not a whole lot of people watch Mob Psycho 100, whereas a ton more people watch Yuri on Ice. It's like, you're not gonna, like, and so if you're going to, like, and that's the whole problem with, like, voting award shows for populace, it's like, it's just popular opinion.
Yeah.
And so, like, of course Yuri on Ice is gonna win.
Yeah.
Of course, like, it's gonna win, like, best moment and, like, best animation.
Best guy. Too. That was one of the things.
Okay, I agree with that.
That one I do agree. That's why I will probably buy a hug pillow of Yuri. Oh, yeah, I will, for me.
They just teased that.
Yep. And we'll post another link down there in the description. But I'm going to buy that for me.
Yeah.
My wife is not going to get that. That's for me.
Well, me.
But, that's why I think we're doing this the most, is because, we really love anime as a whole. But we have definitely a lot of opinions of what's wrong with it. Like me, I love Sword Art Online. And that show gets a lot of flack. And there's reason for that.
That show, more than anything, deserves it.
It deserves it, because as much as I really love the show, I watched it when it aired, I buy everything. I spent the money and bought all the limited edition Blu-rays. And I have a lot of things about that show, which I will do a review eventually later on. But... we really love Yuri on Ice, but it does have a lot of flaws.
Yeah.
It definitely has a lot of flaws with it. And like we've mentioned before, side characters, a couple things seemed kind of weird because of production time and all that kind of stuff.
Production problems. There's like... But like the things that the show did well, they did it so well that like it just, to me, almost completely negates it.
Yes.
Like, there also like was person like, okay, another 2 episodes of skating.
Another 2 episodes of skating, and Yuri's doing the same thing. I get that it's a competition, and that's what they do.
I also get like, okay, like, this must be really tiring for the animators animating the exact same thing, but just slightly differently.
I don't know figure skating that well, but apparently, there's some things that were different than others of the same routine that Yuri did. I can't see it because I'm not that into figure skating.
I would have to have it be pointed out to me.
But I guess, that bothered me the most because as they introduced the side characters, it seems like each time they were on the ice, they always had a different routine. They did, at least.
Well, because a lot of that was because they were switching out side characters. Because of how the competition worked, Yuri was seeing different people. Yeah. That's why when it came to whenever Yuri was on screen, it's like, oh, it's the exact same thing every time. Because we followed him for every single thing, whereas all the other side characters switched out.
Like I think that's the biggest problem when your main character's big thing, after a while, it just stops being kind of interesting. And I think that's one of the things that brought out the side characters. Not only did they have a lot of personality, but they always showcase, like, hey, here's a new character. Here's something cool that they're doing.
Yeah, and then, like, the one... And, like, also, like, I think it was, like, episode 10 was, like, the only episode, like, after, like, a ton of skating where it was, like, it's finally just, like, let's take a moment to breathe, for goodness sake. And it's, like... And that was one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah. So, Yuri on Ice, it's a good show. Definitely one of my top few of last season. What would you give it?
I would give it like a 4.5 out of 5.
4.5. I was originally going to give it a 3.5 until you told me about the production details and all that kind of stuff. So I give it at 4 also. I definitely would want to see the Blu-ray, see if they change anything, but I'm kind of teetering on a 3.5 and a 4,
Yeah.
mostly because of the second half really kind of dragged on a lot for me.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about my wife. My wife really enjoyed the show a lot.
Yeah, I enjoyed that show way too much.
I wasn't allowed to watch any at all once it aired. And there's one point where we came home from shopping and we just remembered, shoot, Yuri on Ice just came out today. We're too tired. I could have stayed up and watched it, but I wasn't allowed to because we had to watch it together, which I'm perfectly fine with. But she loved the show. I loved the show. It was great to see her kind of reaction to it and all that kind of stuff. It was really enjoyable. I really liked the show.
Yeah, I hope they make more of it. I would love to see more. I would love to see where they take it. And your computer died, didn't it?
Yep, it just died.
Okay. I would love to see more. I would like to see more of like the different skaters and stuff like that, as well as because they could like it's in such a nice spot that they can continue it.
Yeah.
And like I really like it when they do that. When it's a good ending, but they could also continue it.
They can easily continue it, and they have so much to work with all the different skaters.
Yeah, and I just love to see what Yamamoto does with it, and I also if she doesn't create more of Yuri on Ice, I would like to see more of what she does. Because this is only her 3rd TV series she's ever made. I'd like to see her do a movie.
Mm-hmm.
At least.
And who knows? Maybe we'll get that with the.
But it's like she's never. But one thing I like about her, she doesn't do a lot of adaptation work.
Yeah.
Like I think she worked on Kids on the Slope, which is an adaptation. I think she did some storyboarding for that, and that's the only thing I would know of that she's worked on for adaptations. All of the things she's worked on before is original works. Like even like Lupin the Third, the woman called Fujiko Mine, which is so different from all the other Lupins. Because a lot of it's like she actually looked back at the old manga and she's like, no, this is not family friendly. This is full of sex. Because almost every single episode, the main character is naked.
Nice.
At least once.
At least once, which is, I think, a good amount.
Yeah. The minimum amount.
Yeah. So there's our show for the week. Hope you enjoyed it. Our discussion of Yuri on Ice. No idea what we're going to do next week at all.
I don't know either, but what are you looking forward to in the week?
I'm looking forward to more card games. That's pretty much what I am. Yeah. Also, I'm always looking forward to the new Dragon Maid anime. That one's really good so far.
Yeah.
Should not be good. It really should not be.
I loved in the 2nd episode how they casually, and I truly do mean this, they casually busted out the best effects animation of the season just for a fight that
number 1 anime fight of the year.
It's just like
already.
It just like came out of like nowhere, actually nowhere. Just like, oh, and it was over. It's like, oh, so you're not gonna talk about that.
That at all?
That it was super awesome and cool?
Nope. Nope. They're like, we did it. Now what?
Now what? Also, I didn't realize it, but Kyoto Animation is able to make an episode like that on like 6 animators.
Holy crap.
I looked at the list of animators like, that's fucking short.
Yeah.
It's like, and all that was done in-house, and that was all probably finished, I don't know, July? Like, hell, they finished Sound Euphonium episode 9 or 10. It's like one of the ones like where like half the episode is like just basically an entire like concert.
Yeah.
And it's like, and like they had that completely finished animated in like March. And it's like either that or like March or May, and it's like that aired in October. They aired in November, and they were just working on painting it in March. It's like,
so that's what I'm looking forward in the week. Obviously, more of the new season.
Yeah.
Playing some more trading card games. I might just hit random on Crunchyroll to pick something to review. Although I'm not sure. I'll probably pick something I've watched before. How about you? What you got for the week?
I have Tales of Berseria comes out tomorrow. I ended up buying it on Steam, and I'm also buying it for the PS4 because I got the collector's edition for the PS4. And so apparently, the rumor is I can pick it up tonight. We record it on Mondays. So,
yeah. It's a Monday night.
It's a Monday night. So the rumor is I might be able to pick it up tonight. I just have to stop by and say hello, and I might be able to get it.
Yeah.
After that, I'm looking forward to more Aka 13, which is new show by directed by not Watanabe. Oh, what's the guy? Shingo Natsume. He directed One Punch Man. He has a new show out of an adaptation of a manga, and it's interesting. Nothing's happening, but I like it. Well, I'll see more Dragon Maid, more Interview with Monster Girls.
That one too. Yes.
I need to catch up on March Comes in Like a Lion. I'm behind on that by a few weeks. So yeah, and then more Final Fantasy 14.
Always more Final Fantasy.
Always more Final Fantasy 14.
So you can message us at tigeranime2.0@gmail.com. Once again, that's tigeranime2.0@gmail.com. Send us questions, requests, anything, general stuff. If we get anything, we'll probably read them off, or say like, hey, this anime was requested of us by so and so.
Yep.
If you have terrible animes, put my name in the subject, or Rash.
Because I will not.
Because he won't watch it. I will. You can find us on iTunes. Currently, right now, I'm going to say this right now because by the time this gets out, we'll probably most likely be on iTunes. I'm going to do that tonight.
Okay.
Get us set up on iTunes and various other things. I'm not going to say any other things like Google Play or anything because I need to look up how to do that.
Yeah.
So far, you can find us on iTunes.
YouTube. I'll be making the YouTube account today.
I actually just did that.
Okay, I'll be making the videos.
Yep.
So that I can get them on, and then what else?
Most likely our Facebook channel too.
Yeah.
Facebook page. So that'll be finally set up probably tonight.
Yeah, and then hopefully the Twitter as well.
Twitter as well, which luckily we can all link to our little hosting thing.
Yeah.
So you'll always keep up. Follow us on Twitter. It'll be at TigerAnime 2.0.
Yes.
That's what I'll be. And, join us next week. With reviews of God knows what.
Yeah, we don't have an outro thing yet at all, so...
No, well, I sent you that thing. So.
Yeah, no, I meant like an outro thing, like bye.
Oh, okay.
See you later.
So, keep your stick on the ice. I'm gonna steal that one. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.